Hello and welcome to this overview of CycloneCORE. This is, as said on the logo, a simple options trading system. But I want to emphasize to you today that this system is so powerful because it's, first of all, so easy and simple. Okay, it's so exploitable. I mean, there's like there isn't any thinking. You just put on your position essentially once a month. And you just take advantage of this monthly type of move. And so what we do is that we let the marketplace do its things. The marketplace goes in cycles in how it moves from month to month. And so we want to just simply position ourselves in front of this cycle. And let's go look at some charts. Okay, just for example, we want to be able to just, no matter what, be able to take out these moves. Now, are you capturing these moves each month? Okay, this is just SPY. I'm not saying that it's the best thing to trade or anything like that, but it's just, a summary of the marketplace, and it's really common. So, what if you just even started with one contract and just stuck it on there and started taking out these moves, right? They just happen. Are you capturing these moves or are you missing them? And that's the key. Month by month, year by year can go by and you can just keep missing these moves. Well, everyone can. If we don't have an organized approach to exploiting these moves over and over, then we're just not going to capture them. And the thing is, when we ride these moves with options, we are leveraged. We're buying calls and puts. And so therefore, when we can capture one of these big monthly power trends, which happen often, as you see on the chart, 1, 2, 3, okay, and then occasionally you'll cycle into these consolidation months, right? Okay, you'll cycle into the consolidation month every now and then. Who cares? Okay, because you have limited risk. You have limited risk to your options position, where you put that position on. You can even put on out of the money options and reduce your dollar risk. And so you can use stop losses, which we do. We don't use actual stop losses. We use contingent orders. And you just put yourself in front of these moves. And so you don't have to be fancy. You don't have to try to go for the jugular. All right. Now, there are strategic things we can do to add further analysis to be able to better pinpoint these types of moves. Okay. Now, I say these types of moves can be relative in terms of the speed of the markets at that point in time. But as you should know by now, in options trading, if the markets are slower, guess what? Our options are cheaper. And if our options are cheaper in premium, that means we can make a bigger return. So even though maybe a move is smaller, we can make more money because our options are cheaper in terms of a percent return. So whereas maybe if the options were more expensive, we would make let's say a 3 to 4 times return. I'm thinking of Caterpillar right now. Okay, so we make a 3 to 4, or 2 to 3 fold return. Now, if the options are cheaper, you may make a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 fold return. Now, I say cheaper, I'm talking about premium. Now, we can go out of the money further and then, of course, have cheaper options, but then we have distance that we have to overcome in the underlying. And that's going to have a delayed effect for our options to kick into the higher deltas, which then gives us those sweet big returns. So we want to capture these high delta moves by not even really having to think about it. We want to be here for these types of moves and just have our little options position on. And as we trade systematically over time, guess what happens to that little options position as you make money? Well, as your account grows, so should your options position, and then you're able to make more and more money as you trade over and over. So, I mean, look at these huge moves. Okay, now, we'll go over here in a super fast market. Okay. And, hey, what if you can just be there and capture this? I mean, what if you could just be there to capture this on the rebound? All right? And that's what I want to impress upon you today. And that's why I want to make sure you understand the power of this system. It's a long-term proven system, okay? So this system was made back in, let me think about it. I think about 2008-ish. So it's got 10, 12, going on 13 years of consistent performance. I mean, but, you know, this is a trading for a good living type of system. So it was developed on the premise of targeting consistent events that we can just hammer out in real time, putting ourselves in position for high probability money making. Okay, we're not necessarily going for some sort of 100% winning magic chart pattern that wins every single time. Now, I was just talking about that concept, and that's a big trap that amateurs fall into. You know, people who don't understand that the marketplace is actually a marketplace, they get all these fancy ideas probably from all these marketers, and marketers of the past used to be really bad in trading. I mean, they would say all sorts of things, and then that got refined over time. All right. So, I mean, you want to be excited about reading about a product, okay? And that's important because then also that's value in the product, the emotional experience. But you also want a product that, is genuine and solid and something you can actually use. All right, so I don't want to keep on going on here, but let me just pop on some more charts. Okay, here's Caterpillar like I was talking about. There's usually a good correlation with Caterpillar and its options. Now, it depends on when you are looking at this option. Since we're or coming out of some super volatile times, pricing at the point of this recording may be a little extra puffy, but as things just kind of settle on down and start to get in a groove, well, historically, Caterpillar, for example, has had very good options prices, meaning that the options price can pay out pretty big as per your average good Caterpillar move or even your average Caterpillar swing. So you want to find these types of stocks, these hidden, maybe even boring stocks where the options market makers aren't too greedy. And so you have these sweet spot options opportunities, options pricing opportunities that you can exploit. Okay, exploit. So that's deal making. I mean, when you go to the grocery store, you may be looking for the deals, right? Well, when you're trading options, you want to be looking for the deals, or I don't want you to get too caught up in that, but you should be looking for the deals in terms of what options in general are good deals in comparison to your average price movement on the price chart. So when the stock moves, you can actually make some decent money. All right, we need that. We can't have the stock have to do a miracle in order to make some money. And that's the case with some of these stocks with their options, their crappily priced options. So don't reward those options makers. Go find another stock. Fortunately, you have so many stocks with options these days that you have lots of opportunity. Of course, you have these strong trending stocks. Here's Apple. I mean, just huge opportunities. Okay, huge opportunities. You pop on your position according to the system. Okay, according to the CycloneCORE system, and you let the system do its thing. So come on over to Options Trading Authority, and you can check out CycloneCORE. You can find it from the products page, or maybe there's a link below this video. And you can check out more about the track record and things like that. And just we've left the old stuff up there too, because that's important to see. Hey, a lot of people want the new thing in a trading system, but that's not necessarily the way to go. I mean, a new thing in trading as a trading strategy and approach comes into value, whereas it's a new discovery and a new way to trade. But if a trading system, which a lot have in the past, are just exploiting the times, well, what happens when the times change to a different time? Okay. What happens when the bull market of the 90s changed into the mess market of the 2000s? What happens to your gimmick system? You don't want gimmick systems. You want a system that can just consistently smash out profits over time. And CycloneCORE is that system. So I would suggest to you that you find out more information and look into at least putting on a contract, just even starting with a little one contract and starting to grow that over time. Okay. So consider that. I mean, a lot of us can try and go for this big thing and this big amazing thing. We should have just simply started with the small things and grown it. Okay, like in nature, you start with a small seed and it takes a while to grow. You nurture it, and then it can grow up to something that produces a lot of benefit, a lot of fruit, or if you like vegetables. Okay, so anyways, I want to put out these tip concepts, these bits of wisdom. All right, so maybe you can put yourself in the position for starting small and growing in a methodical way, and CycloneCORE is a great system to do that. All right, check out more information.